The Pakistan government just refuses to act against a UN-designated global terrorist Hafiz Mohammad Saeed, the mastermind of the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks. Pakistan government's terror tango continues, yet Pakistan wants resumption of dialogue with India. Pakistan's foreign ministry has hoped that comprehensive bilateral dialogue with India will resume. This despite the Pakistan government taking absolutely no action against India-centric terror, especially against Hafiz Mohammad Saeed for 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, and no action against Jaish-e-Mohammed's Maulana Masood Azhar in connection with the Pathankot terror strike. It's very clear. The sham in Pakistan continues. The Lahore High Court has restrained the Pakistan government from arresting the 26/11 mastermind. Why? Well, the Financial Action Task Force has put Pakistan on the grey list for not doing enough to check terror funding. Pakistan could go on the terror blacklist, on the Financial Action Task Force blacklist, and Pakistan is very apprehensive that it may get on that blacklist. So Hafiz Saeed moved court seeking a restraint on the Pakistan government so that they don't arrest him under FATF pressure. Yet Pakistan wants India to resume dialogue with Pakistan. On the 23rd of January, Hafiz Saeed moved court against his possible arrest. The Lahore High Court has asked the Pakistan government to submit its reply regarding the allegations leveled by Hafiz Saeed that this is being done under Indian pressure and US pressure. Both the Pakistan government and the Punjab state government, the provincial government, failed to file a reply in time, and expressing their dismay over the government's failure to comply, the Lahore High Court restrained the government from arresting him and have sought a reply by the 4th of April. I quickly want to cut across to India Today's Shudhi Ranjan Sen for more on this. Shudhi, this is perhaps bizarre for the civilized world, but it's like following a script in Pakistan.
Just after the Pathankot attack, India reached out to Pakistan, and in unprecedented gesture, this government allowed the investigators from Pakistan to come into Pathankot and look at the evidence that was there. What happened? They went back and said there was not enough evidence to point to the fact that the attackers in the Pathankot base came from Pakistan. And this is not all. If you look at the kind of evidence that was given by India after the 26/11 attack, at least 12 dossiers were given, including DNA samples to be checked with their families of those people who carried out, the 10 terrorists who carried out the attack in India. Pakistan never ever produced those evidence, never pressed those evidence hard in the court, forget investigating it at their end. So, I mean, it follows a very typical pattern, and most likely what we are getting to hear is that Pakistan is now going to come out and say that our courts are independent, and we really have to follow the what our courts have said. But it will omit saying that it did not come up with a strong counter to Hafiz Saeed's plea.
It did not even respond. That's the shocking part, that Pakistan government, whether it's the central government or the state government, the provincial government in Punjab, they haven't even responded in court. And this is where Pakistan continues to speak with a forked tongue, Shudhi, that they say that the courts have released Hafiz Saeed without telling the world that the Pakistan government produces no evidence against him in a court of law. How long can Pakistan get away by lying, by speaking with a forked tongue? And will the Financial Action Task Force permit this post-June?
Well, I mean, it is not only the the task force that is closing down. I mean, it's one part of the international community. We also are seeing very clear signs from the Trump administration clearly saying that they're not happy with what Pakistan is doing. Now, in the past, Pakistan has used its geography, so to say, and the United States, wanting to reach Afghanistan. They have used this to their advantage, saying that the entire convoys move through Pakistan, and therefore therefore, willy-nilly, United States will then, side in favor of Pakistan, release the funds. That doesn't look to be happening. Plus, you have the double whammy of the International Financial Task Force coming down heavily, saying that you've got 3 months now, you're already on the grey list. If you do not show enough action, you're going to be on the blacklist. Already what is happening is Pakistani bankers are going to find it very difficult to do their transactions.
Yes.
Therefore, their trade is going to suffer, or it has already started to suffer. But the point, it boils down again to the deep state in Pakistan, and that is the ISI, and that is the Pakistani army that is
Yes.
going to, play around, manipulate. Mind you, elections are coming. And neither of the political parties in Pakistan will have the ability to take on the Pakistani army. So in all likelihood, we are going to see another maneuvering from Pakistan. Unfortunate as
And
it might be.
especially with China